Hello, welcome back to the United Community Channel. And Manchester United have a new signing. Manchester United have officially confirmed Lisandro Martinez has signed for Manchester United. So it's a good news. It's a good news live stream. We've jumped on real quick just to have a quick chat about it. Anyone who doesn't know, let people know. So it's been, it's good news for Manchester United. We've got our man. Happy days. So Manchester United have confirmed the signing just in the last maybe 20 minutes or half an hour or so. So it's official. Lisandro Martinez has completed his transfer from Ajax to Manchester United, signing a contract until June 2027 with the option to extend for a further year. So a 5-year deal potentially into a 6-year deal. So great news, happy days. Manchester United get their man, and I think it's a bit of positivity in what has been a negative couple of weeks and a bit of frustration and, not getting deals done and United slow to act and this and that and the other and that. So look, it's a positive signing for Manchester United. Some, I suppose, statements come out. Martinez himself has come out and said it's an honour to join this great club. I've worked so hard to get to this moment, and now that I'm here, I'm going to push myself even further. So he does show great mentality, I have to say. He goes on to say, I've been lucky enough to be part of successful teams in my career, and that's what I want to continue at Manchester United. There will be a lot of work to get to that moment, but I firmly believe that under this manager and with my new teammates, we can do it. Okay, so, positives, great positives. So happy days there. He goes on then to say that he wants to thank Ajax and their fans for all the support they gave him. He had an unbelievable time there, but he felt that the moment was right to test myself at another environment. Now I am part of the perfect club to do this. So look, all good from the player himself. I love his mentality, I have to say. It's very South American, it's very Argentinian, it's very... it's fight, it's gritty, it's us against the world, and that's what I like. I have to say I do like that. I have to say. So happy days. Great to see everyone in, guys. Favor is in, Mickey is in, Chris, Alex. I see people here on TikTok as well. We said we'd go live as soon as the news broke. So look, it's great news. Let me know what you think, guys. Are you happy with the news? There's still, of course, I've seen a lot of talk again about the player's height and things like that. And look, this is not going to go away either. It really isn't. And only time and good performances will maybe trump that card in relation to his height and look, I'm under no illusions that he's gonna maybe have a point to prove, and in a way that's a good thing for a player coming into Manchester United, and we need a bit more of that in our squad. Hungry, gritty, and South Americans. And look, I know we've not had the greatest record in relation to signing Argentinian players. You think of Rojo being the latest, but then even back as far as the likes of Varane. So look, I'm under no illusions that this player does have something to prove, and I think he will go out and do it. And I think obviously he's carrying on his relationship with Erik ten Hag, and he had obviously a great relationship with him at Ajax. So look, I think it's a good deal for Manchester United, I really do. So happy days. Hey, what about our Wonder Russo with the most cheeky goal ever in the Euros last night? I only seen the highlights of it, Mickey, but absolutely, yeah, into the final now. Now we need to move in for De Jong and sign Sesko, says Chris. Well, yeah, I mean, look, I'm not going to get away from the, and I think it's important for Manchester United fans as well to, okay, let's enjoy the signing of a new player and a good player, but let's not get carried away here either. We still have a long way to go to strengthen this squad for the upcoming season, and I think it's going to be very hard to get any more deals done before the first game. I mean, we're talking Sunday week, so we're talking about 10 days away, just over 10 days away. I think it will be difficult to get another deal in over the line before then. I don't see anything happening with Young. We'll get into this later anyway with when we do our transfer talk show tonight at 7:30. But I think this is it now until I think the squad we have now is going to be the squad we'll have starting the season. I think the new maybe deadline for us now would be can we get players integrated before maybe the Liverpool game, which is the third game of the season. So, but look, we'll get into more of that later. Favour says, but seriously though, I see a lot of fit in Lisandro's eyes, fire in Lisandro's eyes. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Cottle is in, good to see you there as well. If I have to step over dead bodies to win, I will, Lisandro. Yeah, I mean, exactly, there you go, and that's exactly what you want to hear. Martinez brings the same passion as Vidic, says Mickey. The Manchester Butcher, yeah, I mean, that's currently his nickname, the Butcher. So I think, and look, onto a Butcher, that specific term resonates with me because I've always said I think defences should have two butchers and two surgeons, and you look at Vidic and Ferdinand, for example. Vidic was the butcher, Ferdinand was the surgeon. So I'm all for it, absolutely. Chris says, love the Butcher signings. Cottle says, great signing. What shirt number do we think he'll take? Look, that'll depend. I would love to see him maybe, if someone like Eric Bailly does leave or maybe Phil Jones leaves, then you would, would he pick up maybe either one of their shirt numbers? Who knows? But we'll certainly see closer to the season. Let's see what people are saying here on TikTok. Good to see everyone in. Ryan is in. Gogglebox. Garage is in, says think he will play centre half. I think he is going to play centre half. I do. Now look, I do know he's able to play as a CDM as well, but I think primarily Ten Hag is looking to build the defence. We've already made one signing in midfield, and obviously we would hope we get another one with De Jong, but I reckon he's going to be playing primarily as a left-sided centre back. Absolutely. Let's see, captaincy, Maguire, Ronaldo, questions in there, guys. We're going to get into all of these maybe later on tonight in our transfer talk show at 7:30. I don't want to go through too much now at the moment, but yeah, I do have plenty to talk about in relation to the transfer talk show later tonight, so make sure you're tuning in for that as well. Some other quotes maybe that have come out since. Obviously John Murta has been out and has spoken openly about him. He says, we're delighted that he's chosen to join Manchester United and we're looking forward to seeing him develop further and help the team achieve the success we're aiming for. Lisandro Martinez is an outstanding player who will bring further quality and experience to Eric Ten Hag's squad. So, great, all positive. And look, I tend to try and stay away from the the conspiracy side of it, where Manchester United are saying, we could have got this a lot of people saying they could have got this deal done, a lot sooner, but they're waiting, for a day to put out some positive spin, in the middle of some negativity and stuff like that. Look, that very may well be the case, but I'm just going to take everything for the way it is. I'm happy he's signed. I think he's going to be a good player for Manchester United, and so that's all I'm really that's all I'm really looking into at the moment. Garage Floor Scotland says, see you at 7:30. No problem at all, mate. Thanks for popping in. Why is Ferguson still around, says Adnan Bowden. Well, look, we will get into that again later on tonight in our transfer talk show. I'm not the biggest fan of it either. We'll leave it there for the moment, but we'll get into it and we'll have a conversation about it later on tonight. Absolutely. So make sure you're following and subscribing to the YouTube channel. We'll be live there as well. Chris says, we need players that want to come to United. He has the fire. Absolutely. Alex says, by the way, why is he called the Butcher? Is it a new team? I'm lost. Also, the streams are great. Keep it coming, says Alex. Appreciate it, Alex. Yeah, he's called the Butcher basically for his intense style of play. He doesn't pull out of any tackles. He's tough, so that's where he's getting it from. All this crap about De Jong saying he would love to go to Chelsea is total bullshit. Frankie playing the media game just the same as Barca are. He's smart and wants Ten Hag reunion. Carl says, I love his attitude, but should walk right into the starting 11 over Maguire. Well, again, that's something we'll maybe get into later on as well, but I certainly think that, I think Maguire could potentially play a lot of games this season. It all comes down to how fit we can keep Varane as well, so that's going to be interesting to see. Chris says, no CDM with Ten Hag, high pressing, keeps midfield up, no one sits in between midfield and defence. He will play centre-back alongside Maguire. Maguire will be out there if he plays well. You make a great point there, Chris, in relation to a CDM, absolutely. And Ten Hag has been known in the past to play a fluid midfield three, so it's going to be interesting. It absolutely is going to be interesting to see, but I certainly do think that it gives us options. It really does give us options. So, absolutely, I think we look. I think options are very important for us going forward. In the upcoming season, because I think that given the fact that at the moment we are quite. Maybe light in certain areas. Certainly in attacking options. You look at it now. Okay, we have 4 centre backs, easily 4 centre backs. We can afford to let 2 go. We have 3 left backs, 2 right backs, albeit one of them we know is not good enough. We also have. We do have numbers in midfield, but the quality isn't really there. But the areas that we're lacking, of course, are our attacking options and midfield, of course. But, so I think depth is going to be very important. So that's why I'm saying I think we should expect and demand more signings before the end of the season. But I certainly think that the signings we've made so far have been good signings. Absolutely. So, Albie says he wants him in midfield. Well, there you go again. So, I mean, look, it is going to be interesting to see. I think he certainly will play in midfield, Albie. I really do. I don't see him, always playing at centre back. I do think that's why we're buying him. Again, this is just my own personal opinion. I could be completely wrong. But, I agree with you there. I would be happy for him to slot into midfield because he is quite good on the ball. He reminds me of a better version of Fred. He's fast at closing down. He's constantly nipping at your heels. But opposite of Fred, he's actually able to play a bit of ball as well. So, yeah, look, options, and that's the key thing, Mickey says Martinez will play that false CDM role. Ten Hag has shown high press. He plays 2 back and loads the midfield. So Martinez will be the guy to play defensive mid going back. But there you go. You know what I mean. So I'm very excited to see what happens. I really am. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Your sub do great content, says Van. I appreciate it, Van. Thanks for the kind words. Please smash a like on the video as well, guys, if you haven't already done so. Just take a quick second, hit that like button. As you know, it helps out the channel a ton, so make sure you do that as well, and subscribe if you haven't done so as well. Bottom right hand corner. Anyone on TikTok then as well, keep tapping the like button for us. We'll stay on for another maybe 5 or 10 minutes and see what people have to say. Make sure you're liking and following there as well. Kaya says, what do you think of Kante to United? Well, again, there was links early on in the transfer window. I haven't really seen an awful lot in relation to it since. I think the way Chelsea are looking at the moment going into the transfer window, I would be very surprised if they let anyone go, because they're desperate to actually get signings in, let alone let anyone leave. Philip says Iqbal needs to be given a chance in midfield. He's been brilliant pre-season. Absolutely, Philip, I agree, and has Charlie Savage. And again, there has been reports out today that Ten Hag is going to be meeting with Darren Fletcher. We'll get into it later on in our Transfer Talk show, but reports have suggested that there's going to be a meeting in relation to them two players to decide whether to go out on loan to get first team games or whether they're actually kept in the first team squad for the upcoming season. Roll back 4 weeks ago, we were looking at United to sign 5 players. Weeks later we are making strides, says Billamorn. What signing is next, says Giovanni. I don't know, to be honest. I really don't. I mean, you look at the 2 out and out signings that we're looking at. One is Anthony and the other is De Jong. So I see maybe the Anthony deal potentially coming first, because I think De Jong is going to drag on. Well, De Jong is going to drag on for at least another week, because he has another week left on pre-season tour. But again, we're going to get into that later on tonight. I don't want to go through too much now, because I'll have nothing to talk about later. I don't want to be repeating myself. But look, I mean, in relation to Martinez, I'm really happy. I really am. I think he's a good signing. Like I said, he does give us options in terms of he can play centre back and he can play as a CDM in midfield. So, and obviously that connection is there with Ten Hag, and Ten Hag trusts him. And I think that again, that goes back to something that's very important that we've said before, specifically around the atmosphere in the dressing room and the lack of trust that certainly Ralph Rangnick had in this set of players that are at Manchester United because of these cliques in the dressing room. He now has 3 signings in that he can trust. They're his signings. Obviously Martinez has played with him before, so that's major trust there. You're looking at Malacia, who he brought in again from the Eredivisie. Eriksen is his signing as well, who trained under Ten Hag before, so they know each other well. If we get the likes of Anthony in, again, that's another player for him. And if we get the likes of De Jong in, it's another player that played under him as well. So he's certainly building, his own squad and putting his own identity onto his squad in relation to players that he can trust, which is very important, I think. So yeah, Kante is declining, says Cottle. Chris says we need options elsewhere. Sesko, we need to buy him before market blows up. Yeah, well, I'm currently working on a video that's going to go up on YouTube in relation to Sesko. It's kind of a player profile, so I'm working on that at the moment. So keep an eye out for it. I do think he would be a very good signing for Manchester United. It's down to players to implement it now, says Mickey. Absolutely. Mark Kerwin says, do you think Anthony will happen? I thought last night it looked good, but seems to have changed now. Well, there's conflicting reports. We're going to get into it tonight, Mark, on our transfer talk show at 7:30. There is conflicting reports. Reports are coming out that Ajax are willing to lower the price, and then reports today suggested it's gone from 80 million to 100 million. I'll get into it later on. I'm starting to lower my percentage in relation to Anthony signing for us. Look, I'm not saying I don't think it will happen. I still am erring on the side that we will get him. But we'll get into it later on tonight. Savage is good for United, says Mohammed. I think time has passed for him, absolutely. Albie says, Jack, please don't put Martinez and Fred in the same sentence again. They were contrasting, Albie. They were contrasting. So look, let's just hope they're not in the same midfield. That's for sure. But yeah, I know what you're saying. And Mickey said, did you see the pic of the Anthony deal with Fred suspected to go the other way? Pure propaganda, but interesting. Would we do the swap? I mean, I think if we were to do a swap like that, we would need to bring in another midfielder, obviously, or we would need to bring in another centre-back and allow Martinez to actually play full-time in midfield. But yeah, it would be interesting. Chris says, 3 quality signings that haven't cost us hardly anything. Yeah, well, again, look, I do think that's good, and that's why I'm still thinking that we will get a lot more business potentially done throughout this transfer window. There is still over 5 weeks left. So I do think we will get more deals in because the money should still be there. And, if we could get De Jong in, if we could get Anthony in, if we could keep Ronaldo, and if we could maybe, get a right back in like Dumfries, I would see that as a good transfer window, I have to say. And there's a lot of people, I know, you would see Mark Goldbridge, for example, on the United Stand, and I watch a lot of his content and I really do enjoy it, but they tend to err on a negative side of it. If we get De Jong, Anthony, and the likes of Dumfries in, on top of Eriksen, Martinez, and Malacia, that's 6 players that we did not have in our squad last year that are very good players, so I would be happy with that, absolutely. But look, that remains to be seen what we can get done before the end of the season, or before the end of the transfer window. Risick says, that's a really great signing in relation to Martinez. I agree with you, absolutely. Chris said, is that 7:30 your time? Yeah, so 7:30 UK time, Chris, will be going live. Cottle says 100 million is a ridiculous price for an Eredivisie player. I agree with you, Cottle, yeah. And we'll get into that more later on tonight. CR7 should go, said Mohammed as well. Let's see what people are saying on TikTok. Do Ajax now want 100 million, says Ethan? Well, according to reports, they do. We'll get into it again tonight, Ethan, but I certainly think that that's way too much. Barney is in. Good to see you, Barney. He says United will end up paying Ronaldo's wages to play elsewhere. Well, I certainly hope that doesn't happen. This loan rumour that's been going around, I think, is absolute nonsense. Not that it's not true, but I think it would be crazy out of Manchester United to let him go. They're saying, well, if you do go out on loan, we're going to trigger your extension, so you'll come back to us next year. But I think it's crazy. I think it would be crazy to do that. Good for what level, though? Scraping fourth, says the pouch. Well, I mean, look, I would take fourth, absolutely. I mean, there has to be stepping stones, and there has to be levels to this. So, we're not suggesting in any sense that Manchester United are going to go from, fifth and sixth instantly to challenging in one season. I mean, you're away with the fairies if you think that's going to happen. So this has to be gradual, and it has to be a long-term project, and hopefully we can build year on year. Cypriot says, not just CR7, anybody that doesn't want to play can leave. We need loyal, hungry players. I agree, absolutely. I agree 100% with you there, absolutely. Dumfries would fit Ten Hag's system as well, says Cottle. Plus Bailly leaving and Williams leaving, says Chris. That's another 40 million to spend, absolutely. But again, you would wonder how much can we spend in such a short period of time with the transfer window to go. Mickey says, let Ronaldo go. Having him will disrupt the Ten Hag style, and lads have already started to get accustomed to. And Keane is in and says, have you done Premier predictions yet? I haven't. I'm working on a video for that as well at the moment. I'm working on TikTok videos and YouTube videos in relation to it, but I am going to do a live on it. I might do it maybe next Friday night, so it'll be 2 days. It'll be the day before the start of the Premier League. Or is there a game Friday? The Friday week, is the Premier League starting back on Friday Night Football? I think it might be, so I might do it maybe next Wednesday. But yeah, I'm working on it at the moment, so it's fucking tough, lads. I tell you, this Premier League prediction is tough. It really is. But yeah, keep an eye out. We'll certainly be doing one. Chris says, love Ronaldo, but if he doesn't want to be here, just sell him outside the Premier League. Mickey says, I just don't see him being happy in his style of play. He wants to be the main man, and his style will be more of a supplier rather than a scorer. And Chris says, I was at Arsenal versus Chelsea match in Orlando. Arsenal going to cause problems, much faster team. Yeah, well, look, I certainly think they've improved, absolutely. I'm going to make some bold predictions in relation to the whole lot of next season, and one of them is in relation to Arsenal and their manager specifically. So I don't think they're going to be. I don't know. I'll leave it. You'll see it. Keep an eye on YouTube and TikTok on my accounts. I'm going to be doing a kind of what would you call it? It mightn't be it mightn't be the most popular view in the world, but in terms of my predictions, but keep an eye out for it. Keane says, yeah, Arsenal Crystal Palace Friday. Yeah, so look, we might even do a watch along for that maybe next Friday. I'll see closer to the time, because obviously we'll be doing the Manchester United watch along Sunday week for their first game of the season. I can't wait. I have my new jersey as well, by the way, for anyone who was wondering. I know a lot of people have been saying to me, why aren't you wearing the new jersey? I'm keeping it for Sunday week, just to put it on fresh and just be absolutely buzzing. I'll be bouncing around in it Sunday morning before the game even starts and before we go live, just absolutely buzzing for the game. So yeah, I have my new jersey ready to go, and yeah, looking forward to it. Happy days. remember, closed door game against Wrexham tonight. Absolutely, Mickey. It's a shame it's not being televised, and there's a lot of people been giving out about it because especially with MUTV and people subscribing to it, they're not getting any of these games and any of this content. But yeah, because I probably would have done a watch along for it if it had been on. But look, we'll be doing a watch along, of course, this Saturday and Sunday. So we have 2 watch-alongs coming up this weekend, guys. So make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel. Anyone on TikTok as well, make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube channel. The link is on my homepage. So make sure you're doing that. Also, as well, guys, for anyone that's new, we do have we have set up our Discord for channel members. So let me just get the let me just put a link up here. Let me just get the link and I'll put it up in the chat. So we do it, yeah. So like I said, we do have a Discord. So there it is. I'll pin it at the top of the chat as well. So go over and join our Discord as well, guys. We have different kind of categories. I'm still kind of learning Discord myself. So yeah, go over there and join United Community Channel Discord. It's where we're going to be able to chat at any stage. So make sure you're going over there as well. I have a couple of text channels open and voice channels open that people can put in maybe their voice predictions for every game. You can put your voice notes in for reactions to goals and things like that as well. So make sure you're going over and doing that as well. Anyone on TikTok, if you click on my homepage, I have a link tree there. All of my links are there for everything, so you can go and follow us on all the platforms as well. You'll never walk alone. And Cypriot said, Levendi says, I'd rather walk alone. Good response. But yeah, look, just said we jump on, guys, and go live. Anyone that's watching on YouTube, please hit the like button for us. I really appreciate it. It helps out the channel a ton. We are closing in on 1,000 subscribers, which is great. I really didn't expect us to get it before the start of the season. So, but it looks like we're going to be. It looks like we're going to do it. It looks like we're going to get to 1,000 subscribers. So anyone on TikTok watching us as well, please go onto my homepage, click on the link, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's where we do all our watch-alongs. Plenty of content up there as well. Yeah, and it looks like we're going to get to 1,000 subscribers before the start of the season, which is fantastic. So I really appreciate it. But yeah, thanks for everyone for joining. Like I said, guys, I just said I'd jump on real quick and do a quick live. Look, we've got a new signing. Martinez is in the door. Happy days. A young, hungry, fiery Argentinian who can play both centre back and centre midfield. So look, happy days. Good options. Good player. Another Ten Hag player, which is great. So look, again, we always tend to focus on the negatives, and look, obviously there has been more negatives than positives with Manchester United in the previous few years. So I like talking about positives when they do come up as well. It's not all negative with Manchester United, and we're trying to be a positive Manchester United channel as much as we can. So yeah, look, I appreciate everyone jumping on. And Twigs, I see there that you're saying the link is not working. I'm not sure why. I'll have it up again at 7:30. But if you are on TikTok, go over to the TikTok and the link is there. You'll be able to flick through, or just go on to Discord itself and type in United Community Channel. You'll see the logo is the same as the one we have on TikTok. Or someone, Mickey, I think Mickey is already in. Mickey can invite you there as well. But look, guys, thanks for joining. I really appreciate it. Smash a like on the video if you haven't done so already. And anyone who's watching after we're live, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, guys, we'll be back at 7:30 tonight for our usual transfer talk show. So yeah, we'll see you then, guys.